a belly dancer, a food blogger, and a banker to the rich. This is Cecilia Wu. This is the New Chinese. Welcome to the first episode of the New Chinese. In this episode, we have a very inspirational character who was stuck in university in Northeast China whilst holding a dream of working in an exclusive UK bank. This is a remarkable story of how she moved from there to here, the bank to the British royalty. Let's go meet her. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
How are you?
Very good. You?
I'm very, very good. Such a lovely weather recently, isn't it? So welcome to Coutts.
Thank you.
We've got 326 years of history.
Wow, that's cool.
And so we were first established as a goldsmith here in 1692. And the original was to Thomas Coutts' family. But now obviously it's a part of the Royal Bank of Scotland group.
Until the 20th century, the bank served the British nobility and landed gentry. It still serves the British royal family, but now also manages the assets of a wider range of wealthy clients.
And we're on the top floor where we pretty much entertain clients. And you can see that's the first floor where we have lots of client meeting rooms. The other floor is basically for all of the staffs. And I work in a professional team, so I look after lawyers.
Cecilia's journey to the Strand in London started a long way back. Later in the evening, I visited her apartment to cook and chat about her past.
Well, so I was born in a small town in Jiangxi province, in a very creative and entrepreneurial family. So my dad is an architect and my mum is a kindergarten. So I spent in Jiangxi probably for about 5 years. Until then, we moved down to Zhuhai. And spent 13 years there for schooling.
After school, Cecilia, or Cici as she prefers to be called, first went north, up to Liaoning University, to start a BA in International Finance. But after 2 years, she quit.
I didn't feel I really belonged there. And therefore, I kind of took a very tough decision. I basically gave up my degree there and came to the UK to pursue my bachelor degree. It was quite tough, I have to say, even though my English was quite good, but I still found it really difficult trying to, step out your comfort zone and trying to make new friends. And I remember the first night I went to the pub, and then 2 o'clock in the morning when we walked back to the uni, and no one really talked to me, and I was following them at the back behind. But then at that point, I was just telling myself, I said, Cici, you know what? You can do this, you can make a lot of great friends, you're going to make new life here. And yeah, so that's a promise to myself at that point.
After graduating with a BSc, she continued her education at Coutts Business School with an MSc in Investment Management. And it was here that the Coutts dream began.
Just what I did is I basically just do some research and found out the top 10 best private bank in the UK and make a list. And somehow Coutts just jump out on the paper straight away. I think it's because of the history. So I applied for the Coutts graduate scheme. But unfortunately I didn't get it. And I got a phone call. I was very upset, but then I got a telephone call saying, oh, actually, I know you're not successful for Coutts because position not filled up, but we've got RBS retail schemes. I was like, okay, perfect. I mean, my first plan is to get through the door first, and then maybe trying to work my way around. I'm sure, I can get there.
As a child, Cici experienced the ups and downs of her father's entrepreneurial experiments in Zhuhai, one of China's new cities, an experience that prepared her well for disappointments along the way.
So as as an entrepreneur, I've seen him to the peak, to the bottom, to the peak, to the bottom. But every time, he always managed to pick himself up. And I think my perseverance definitely comes from him. Never give up, that sort of spirit.
Whereas her business skills were developed from watching her father. It was her mother who enthused her with energy for everything else.
She's the person who taught me to live a quality life, just to love the life. And then I think that's how I developed a lot of different interests when I was a kid.
One of those interests was dancing, something she still manages to keep up. But as with everything else with Cici, it has to be a very special form of dance.
I discovered belly dancing in a gym, and I really loved it because, with Oriental Egyptian cultures, and I think belly dancing is a way how women can express themselves, in a sensual way, in a beautiful way. It's so much emotions with the dancing and move, and it can make women make me very confident about myself, and so it's a way of expressing yourself, really.
As well as dancing, Cici has also developed a love for cooking, a passion that goes beyond her own kitchen. Cici has started her own online cooking blog.
It's working in progress at the moment. It's called Ceci's Kitchen. So I love food. I love to share my love of food with people. And so I decided to do this cooking blog. Basically, it's kind of from an idea that I found most people don't know what to bring for lunches. And because as a working professional, we're super busy. So I just thought, why can't I help them,
Cici did well with the RBS scheme, quickly working her way up, but never kept an eye off Coutts, continuing to ask for opportunities for a transfer. When the call finally came, it was no easy decision.
You've got to make some tough decisions, but at the same time, I was actually a private banking manager to look after a portfolio in Canary Wharf. So I was like, should I stay as a private banking manager, working in a fancy Canary Wharf building, or should I come to Coutts and learn from the bottom? And I think, so that's kind of the journey how I got here.
While we were cooking, I was keen to get Cici's take on the new Chinese, what her understanding of the concept was, and how she fitted into it.
So I think Chinese are very, very forward-looking and open-minded. We're very open because we are a mix of culture, and we're very open to different new ideas, and
As for the future, Cici is hoping to use her skills in wealth management to provide a bridge between the UK and China.
I want to bring, obviously, the culture. I think really the culture needs to be integrated. I think a lot of times the Western people, how they perceive China is still from the media. So I think for me, I can play a role in there, be the ambassador for what the new Chinese is like or what the new China is like. And particularly in, obviously in the private banking and wealth management space. So there's a problem there at the moment. How can we help the first generation to pass their legacy to the second generation so that China can continue to grow, because we are the future, right?
If you want to catch all our episodes on the new Chinese, please make sure you follow us on social media.